I bet majority of you right now seeing this video are like, whoa, what? Chibi doing a fairy tale manga video? What the fuck? I bet that's how majority of the reactions are gonna be, because it's been a while since I sat down and did a chapter review / thoughts on fairy tale, manga-wise, because I usually come out and review, that's my average format, I usually come out and review fairy tale chapters when there's something that interests me, and that's exactly what this week's chapter of Fairy Tail did. There was something that happened in this chapter that piqued my interest, and it made me want to make a video just to discuss my thoughts on one specific point. I'm going to discuss certain things about the chapter, but I'm mainly going to focus this video around one specific point, and that would be Brandish's magic, her power skill, and Spriggan, I think that's how you pronounce it, that little, organization that she's a part of. Like, hopefully I'm pronouncing that right. It's like Spriggan or something like that. But the main point of this video is going to be focusing around her, discussing her magic, to what she did. To briefly say, I don't know if I want to review next week's chapter. I come out and review Fairy Tail manga when there's chapters that really interest me and get me into wanting to talk about the chapter. I'm not saying it's bad, I'm just saying I come out and just review chapters that really just strike me as something I want to talk about, and that's what I do. So, the first half of the chapter is kind of fan service. It's man service and fan service. So, ladies and guys get the fan service they want to see, and we also get a color page that has a lot of boobs, tits, and asses, like that Lucy ass. What the fuck, man? But, yeah, of course, Hiro Mashima uses his color page for fan service and Lucy ass, so, we've come to expect that, so I'm not really gonna fucking say nothing about that. Anyways, I can disregard the first half of the chapter, besides, the gala scene, Gajil and Levy scene, which is very badass, by the way. I like that scene. Everything else is like, meh, just fan service. So, second half, let's dive into what this video is really about. Brandish, a character that was just recently introduced, and I'm liking her personality and the way she's being set up with this chapter. Now, I'm going to be dreadfully upset in the future of this arc if Hiro Mashima one-shots her or does her wrong as a character, because there's a lot of potential with her as a character to be a very good-ass villain. Like, there is a lot of potential to be had with Brandish's character, and I really hope Hiro Mashima does not, do some things that he's done to other villains and other characters throughout Fairy Tail, so I have my hopes. I just hope that Hiro Mashima doesn't do that. But let's, talk about the shadow. Let's not talk about the future. So, right now, this character reveals how strong she is, and my god, she is powerful. Like, in last week's chapter, we got to see this dude that was introduced that was a knight, and he had this magic that can, control space around him. He controlled space around him, he controlled spatial magic or whatever around him, and he could, knock it and invite people into his, different dimension. And that's what he did to Erza and Lucy in last week's chapter. And that dude seemed to be very fucking strong. Like, he was doing a damn good job fighting. He was doing a good job. I have to give compliments to that guy. And then this girl walks in, come find out she's part of the, the 12 Spriggan or whatever it's called. She's part of that, and her power is crazy. Like, he interrupts her. The dude that was fighting, Lucy and Erza and Natsu and all that in last week's chapter, he interrupts this girl, Brandish, and he's like, we need to go back and stuff. She puts her foot on the ground, or slams it, and you just see the entire island fucking raise. It raises up. And I'm like, okay, so this is some form of earth magic. That's what I thought at first, but don't worry, I'm going to discuss it. It looked like earth magic, because she raised up the damn fucking island. I'm like, oh my god. And then after that, she has the dude, confront her once again after Natsu's like, no, you're not getting away from here. Like, you hurt one of my own. You hurt one of us from Fairy Tail. We need to fight. I want to kick your ass. And all of a sudden, Brandish looks over to the dude that caused Natsu and them a problem in last week's chapter, and fucking disintegrates this dude. This dude is fucking dead. Like, he's done. He's done instantly. And I'm like, what? Soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, I gotta make a video on this. Soon as I saw that, I'm like, I gotta make a video on this. So, this person just straight up disintegrated this dude that was that strong in last week's chapter like it was nothing. Like, he was an ant. Even smaller than a damn ant. He disintegrated. She didn't even physically touch him, and he disintegrated. And I'm like, oh my god. So, as soon as I saw that, I'm like, okay, so is it earth magic? And then right after that, the land that was, in the sky kind of got raised up and went back down, and the island just fucking disappeared. Like, it it's gone. It's fucking down underground. Like, it's under the water, under the ocean. And so, she can manipulate some form of earth. But then when I saw the dude, like, you know, get disintegrated, I'm like, is it really earth? Because if you think about it, there's many theories you can pull off when it comes to this character's abilities. Obviously, it's some form of spatial magic, because that was kind of hinted at with the way the dude was introduced in last week's chapter, the way he was fighting Natsu and them, and, you know, how he could control space and time. I'm assuming this dude was kind of like a hint at whatever this person's power is, and so she can use, like, a space area type magic, like, around her. Like, she probably has a space where she controls it and probably manipulates things. And so what I'm thinking is that either A, it's earth magic, which it's the second most plausible theory, but I'll get into that in a moment. B, it's some form of time magic, which there is a debunk for this theory right here I'm going to bring up, but it's B, it's like time reversal, time fast forward type magic. Or number 3, it's some form of matter manipulation, or manipulation in a certain given area. That's one of the 3 it can be. So let's talk about the Earth. As I said, she raised the Earth into the damn sky. And right after that, soon as in the middle of this, she disintegrates this dude, and we know he's technically not Earth, but human beings, they eventually do turn into earth or dust. You know, they turn into dust after they die. And they do have, you know, kind of like matter and shit inside of them that is found within the earth. So I don't know necessarily if the human body would count as earth. So I don't know if that's going to be able to be debunked or not. But then she lowers it underground and it goes underground. The earth does. And so I'm like, okay, it might be that. And then the time reversal. Now, the time reversal does sound plausible because the way it was done, it could be like that, because the way the dude just died like he did, she might have fast-forward time so fucking fast on him that he just disintegrated like it was nothing, like old age. He's done. And that's a possibility. And I mean, also possibility she sped up time to where the landmass raised up out of the ocean, and then she reversed time and went underneath the ocean before it came out of the ocean. So that is a possibility, but here's the one thing that actually debunks this theory. What debunks it is, in the chapter she was introduced, she walks up to the shop that was destroyed by her, you know, her henchmen. It was destroyed, and she wanted to get, you know, some dessert. And she's like, oh, it's destroyed, and then she was just going to walk off and leave. And if she had some form of time reversal, she would have used that magic right then and there and probably fixed the shop. And Hiro Mashima would have used that to demonstrate her abilities. And so I don't think it has something to do with time manipulation, because she didn't use her power at that moment to fix the shop just so she could get dessert. So that's my, you know, debunk of the time reverse, time fast forward theory, but it's still possible. I mean, we'll have to see. Now, the third one, matter manipulation or some form of manipulation in a given space around you. That does make a lot of sense. And if that is true, her radius is large as fuck, because you gotta look. The island is pretty damn massive that she manipulated and levitated into the sky. Like, she just raised the landmass up. That's a huge radius. And so, if she has, like, some form of spatial magic, and that's her radius, that's scary. That means that she didn't touch this dude. Remember the dude that just got disintegrated in this chapter? She didn't touch him. She was near him, and he just died. He was gone. So, she wouldn't have to be touching you to disintegrate you. And if her entire radius is like that island, imagine, she could just be picking people off from a distance and just disintegrating them. So, if she can manipulate matter or mass or whatever around her, that's not good. That's not good. That's a scary, scary, scary ability. So, we don't know what it is specifically, but those are my theories. The 3 theories that I think it most likely is. Now, when it comes to the chapter overall, though, we found out that the previous guild leader, Fairy Tail, is still alive. He is still alive, and I'm willing to bet she is probably eventually going to give information to Fairy Tail about what he's been doing for, you know, an entire year and stuff. So, tell me your thoughts. I mean, how do you feel about this week's chapter of Fairy Tail? Like I said, I don't know if I'll review next week's chapter of Fairy Tail or not. It comes down to the content inside if I do want to talk about it. So, you all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.